In a move that has absolutely everyone who understands basic physics scratching their heads, the artificial intelligence industry has solved one of humanity's oldest problems. What to do with all that extra electricity we definitely have just lying around. While the rest of us were naively trying to, reduce our power consumption to maybe not boil the planet, the geniuses in Silicon Valley have heroically figured out how to turn raw kilowatts directly into venture capital. How? By training algorithms to write slightly better marketing emails and generate photorealistic images of Shakespeare dabbing. A recent study did something truly radical. They performed an ancient and forbidden technique known as basic math and discovered that your cute little AI queries are collectively drawing more power than several small countries combined. That innocent request to write me a love poem about my toaster in the style of a pirate requires enough electricity to power a fridge for several hours. That makes it, quite possibly, the most expensive poem ever written, and at least pirates had the excuse of being drunk on grog. According to the people in lab coats, a single training run for a large language model consumes about the same amount of electricity as 100 American households use in an entire year. That means teaching an AI to recognize the difference between a chihuahua and a blueberry muffin, with a stunning 94% accuracy, requires the energy of a small town. Progress, people, progress. As one lead researcher put it, it's like saying your garden hose isn't contributing to a city-wide flood, while conveniently ignoring the fact that you and 500 million of your closest friends all left your hoses on at the same time. Meanwhile, tech CEOs have assured investors this is all completely sustainable, presumably using the secret definition of sustainable that means we'll definitely sustain our stock options through the next fiscal quarter. In a truly inspiring display of corporate responsibility, the same tech giants consuming city-sized portions of the power grid have plastered their websites with pictures of trees and solemn pledges to be net zero. The chief environmental officer of one such company recently announced, while standing in front of a new data center that has its own gravitational pull, "We are deeply committed to sustainability. That's why for every 500,000 kilowatt hours we burn, we promise to think about planting a tree." This puts them on track for carbon neutrality by the year 2794, assuming we invent trees that grow at the speed of light. When asked about this glaring contradiction, one prominent AI CEO basically said, "Look, we have to solve climate change with AI. To do that, we need more powerful AI. That requires more energy, which worsens climate change. This, in turn, means we need an even more powerful AI to solve the problem we're making worse. It's the circle of innovation." Industry analysts have noted this approach is similar to ordering a triple bacon cheeseburger with extra cheese, a large fries, and a Diet Coke because you're watching your calories. Think your personal AI use is a drop in the bucket. That's cute. The average office worker using AI all day is generating a carbon footprint equivalent to commuting in a Hummer while personally lighting cigars with burning $100 bills. Projections show that by 2028, AI could be eating up over 20% of all US household electricity. Insiders have called this projection ambitious but achievable, apparently missing the part where that wasn't supposed to be a goal. Welcome to the future, where your smart fridge will need more computing power than the Apollo moon landing just to tell you you're out of milk. And every home will have 37 competing AI assistants, all recommending the same 3 shows on Netflix. To deal with this, the industry is exploring some truly groundbreaking solutions. One is to run the AI only at night, when the electricity is sleeping. Another involves a responsibility transfer protocol, which is a fancy way of saying they'll just move the data centers to countries that don't ask so many pesky questions about the environment. And in the least necessary team-up since pineapple on pizza, AI firms are now partnering with crypto miners. This creates a synergistic power utilization framework, which roughly translates to twice the environmental disaster with none of the benefits. The combined industries now use more electricity than the entire planet did in 1950 to provide services that almost no one would notice if they vanished tomorrow. But what's the real solution? Amidst the frantic scramble for more power, a few brave souls have suggested a truly radical idea. Maybe, just maybe, We don't need to use AI for absolutely everything. This concept, dismissed by industry leaders as Luddite extremism, suggests that generating an image of Socrates in a rave might not be worth melting the polar ice caps. Shocking, I know. Studies have found that for about 78% of current AI tasks, a human could just do it, and that a staggering 92% of AI-generated content doesn't actually need to exist at all. This suggestion was, of course, immediately rejected, because the point of progress isn't to do things that are useful or necessary, but to do them simply because we can. So, as we hurtle towards a future where your toaster requires a dedicated nuclear power plant, the question remains, is it all worth it? According to the latest shareholder reports, the answer is a resounding yes, as long as worth it is defined by quarterly earnings and not, the continued habitability of the planet. As one tech philosopher put it, what's the point of saving the planet if we can't use AI to optimize our experience on it? A question for the ages. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to ask an AI to generate a compelling argument for why I shouldn't feel guilty about any of this.